When people come to North Scottsdale and they're looking for golf communities that are north of the 101, but not too far north, they usually end up looking at two different communities. That is DC Ranch and Silverleaf. Today, we are going to find out all the differences and all the similarities. Let's do it right now. I'm Shawn Shackelton, your Scottsdale Realtor. If you're looking to know anything and everything about Scottsdale, whether it's living, dining, what to do in Scottsdale, whatever it is, this is the place to do it. My team and I get phone calls from people just like you looking to learn more about Scottsdale. So whether you're looking to move to Scottsdale, relocating to Scottsdale, whatever that may be, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text message, or send us an email. However we can help, we are here for you. So don't forget to stick around to the end of the video because we are going to talk about which community is better. And is there something that you don't know about the 18th hole of the Silverleaf Golf Club? And I get this question a lot. What does DC stand for? We'll talk about it. So don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and leave me some comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. If you've got any questions, post them down there. I will answer them, I swear. Okay, so for the similarities, they both sit at the base of the McDowell Mountains. They both have golf courses. They both have clubhouses. They both have fitness facilities. They both have walking, hiking, and biking trails. They are both gated communities. And they both share two community centers. One is Desert Camp and one is Homestead Park. So they both share two community centers. The 9-acre community center called Desert Camp, that has lighted tennis courts, it has a fitness facility, basketball courts, two pools. That's where the community gathers for any of the activities that they're doing for the community. It's a great, phenomenal park. So then you have the Homestead Park. This is where you've got a covered play area for the kids, you've got a splash pad, big grass area, you've got basketball courts, and a big room that they use for community theater. So the other thing that they share is that their location to Market Street. Market Street is a commercial shopping center that has a Safeway, which is our grocery store. Inside is a Starbucks. Don't worry, it's not far away. You also have little boutiques, there's phenomenal restaurants, as well as commercial space. So the other thing they have in common is Copper Ridge. This is the K-8 school that sits right in the heart of both of these communities. It is an A-rated school here in the Scottsdale Unified School District. So I actually worked for this developer for 10 years. So I know a lot of the ins and outs about how this community came to be, some of the things that were there before the community was even born. In fact, I remember driving through Silverleaf when there were no roads. One of my fondest memories was driving along and, oh my gosh, what is in the road? It was a tortoise, a desert tortoise was walking in the road. I had never seen that while I was out. It was pretty amazing. So the owners of this property actually had it zoned well before any of the no growth or anything like that. The residential property could have gone a lot farther up the mountain than it actually did. But what the developer did with the owners of the land is they got together with the city of Scottsdale, knowing that it would be a benefit to everybody if they partnered some way with the city of Scottsdale and they actually sold back 4,600 acres to the city of Scottsdale as long as it was going to be put into the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, which is exactly what happened, and that's exactly why we kept the beautiful mountains pristine and untouched. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the differences. They're both approximately the same amount of acres within DC Ranch and Silverleaf, but DC Ranch has about 2,800 homes, whereas Silverleaf is probably going to have about 850, maybe a little bit more because they're not done building yet. What that comes down to really is the lot size. The lot size within DC Ranch, you're gonna be about an acre for those custom home sites, whereas with Silverleaf, you've got a lot larger lot size, more of that estate lot size, which is what they learned with DC Ranch. When they did that, they learned that people really wanted those bigger lot sizes, and so that's exactly what they did at Silverleaf. So a couple of the biggest differences that you'll see are the differences in the clubhouses. So DC Ranch's clubhouse was really built with that ranch hacienda style of architecture, and it runs throughout. So when you walk into the DC Ranch clubhouse, what you'll notice first is that you have this really big courtyard with this huge ironwood tree right in the middle. That has been the central location for thousands of weddings, tons of parties. When you see it, you know exactly why. So at the DC Ranch Clubhouse, you have dining both inside and outside. There's a bar. There are a lot of different places to be. You've got a full workout facility that is a fitness and performance facility that is upstairs with views of everything. I mean, sometimes I would just go up there and just sit. The views are so great. So the memberships at DC Ranch are a little bit different than Silverleaf because they've got 4 different memberships. You've got a clubhouse membership, you've got a junior golf membership, which is for people the age of 21 to 39. Then you have a sports social membership, which gets you everything into the clubhouse, and then limited time on the golf course, and then you've got the full golf membership. That full golf membership right now is being sold at what they consider member-based pricing, which means that the members actually set the price of the membership. So the pool at the country club at DC Ranch is a great place to meet friends, have lunch by the pool, watch your kids play. It is just a great place to relax. People often talk about how family-friendly the DC Ranch Country Club is, and that really could come down to the fact that they've got so many activities for the kids, as well as they've got 2 places for kids to hang out. So they have the corral for kids up to age 9, and then they have the hideout for kids 10 and up. They have tons of activities pre-planned. They will do movie nights. They will do mom and dad night out, so you can drop your kids off there and you can go to the club for dinner. They do a great job helping to entertain your kids. So the golf course at the country club at DC Ranch was redesigned by Tom Lehman and John Fout quite a few years ago, and people have loved the redesign. They love the wide fairways, the deep bunkers, so it's very, very playable for all skill levels. But don't worry, for those experienced golfers, play it from the tips, and the length makes it very challenging. They have also most recently added a 9-hole par 3 golf course that they call the Horseshoe, which is a great place for kids to start, or if you just don't have the time to hit 18, go play that. Tennis, anyone? So one of the things that one of the founding members of DMB, who is the developer of this, wanted was they really wanted tennis. And so they put a big focus on tennis at this club. At the tennis facility, they have 6 hard courts, 5 that are lit, and they've got 4 of those courts that also have pickleball lines. So the way the land sits within DC Ranch and the way the golf course was designed in DC Ranch, it allows for a lot of homes to be able to sit on the golf course. So we've got a lot of people that come in and they say to me, I want a home on the golf course. Well, guess what? In DC Ranch, we've got a lot of options there. The good thing that they did is there's a 50-foot setback from the golf course to the back of any of the homes, so you've got quite a bit of space to keep you away from the golf course, but still give you some great views. Overall, the Country Club at DC Ranch is a great place for people of all ages. They have something for everyone. So the real estate within DC Ranch really runs the gamut. You go anywhere from condo to villa to townhome to semi-custom to full custom to custom home site where you can build your dream home. So the homes within DC Ranch have a wide size range as well. So they'll start at about 1,600 square feet and go up to about 10,000 square feet. So price points in DC Ranch start at about $350,000 and they'll go up to about $7 million. When people talk about DC Ranch, they talk about the different neighborhoods within DC Ranch. There's quite a few. And what they did that was unique within those neighborhoods, they created these pocket parks. The whole concept for these pocket parks was to pull people out of their homes, get them into these parks, and be able to get to know your neighbors, to really create that community. And let me tell you something, it has worked. So as I was just saying, there really are neighborhoods within DC Ranch. The big 3 neighborhoods are the Country Club, Desert Camp, and Desert Parks. Each one of these neighborhoods has a definite different feel and also usually different price points. So where's the best place to live in DC Ranch? It's really going to depend on your lifestyle and your budget. So the architectural styles within DC Ranch really lend themselves to blend in with the natural desert landscape. So as you drive around, you will see a lot of some of the Spanish hacienda style, similar to the club. The other thing that you'll see in DC Ranch is you'll see some full contemporary homes that also do a great job at just blending in. So now let's talk about how Silverleaf is different. So the Silverleaf community began in about 2001 and the club was done in 2002. So as you drive up to the clubhouse within Silverleaf, what you'll notice is you'll drive over this wooden bridge, then onto this cobbled street, and it takes you up to this roundabout with this big stone fountain right in the center. Their whole concept behind this design was to make it feel as if they just found it in the desert and created this community around it. And that's really what it feels like. Although the club is 50,000 square feet, there are so many intimate spots within the club that you can sit and enjoy a glass of wine, a snack, have a private party. There's a smaller room, there's a larger room with a huge stone wall that all opens up to the 18th green of the Silverleaf Golf Course looking up at the McDowell Mountains. It is picturesque. So at the Silverleaf Club, there are 2 different memberships. There's the clubhouse membership and the full golf membership. I don't think I need to explain any more than that. So one of the biggest differences between DC Ranch's club and Silverleaf's club is that, as I said before, DC Ranch has tennis, Silverleaf does not have tennis. But Silverleaf has a phenomenal full-service spa that gives facials and massages. You have a therapeutic bath. There's a labyrinth outside. I have been here. I can tell you honestly, I have had one of the best massages in my life at this club. So both the men's and women's locker room, the big thing about this, they're both the same size. It was great. So oftentimes at clubs like this, you have a men's locker room and you have a women's locker room. The men's locker room is usually twice the size as the women's locker room. Not here. The men's and women's locker room are both full service and they're really the same size, and both stunning. If you want to sit and play cards with your friends, there's a place to do that in the locker room. If you'd like to have lunch in the locker room, you can do it. There's also a seating area. They'll come up and they'll get you for your massage right from that area. You can also walk out the back of the clubhouse, walk right down the stairs, and get to the fitness facility. That is, if you don't want to take the longer route and walk by the pool that also enjoys some beautiful McDowell Mountain views. If you can make it all the way through the locker room, past the lounging area, to the fitness facility, I'm gonna give you a 1-up right there, because I might plop down on the couch. It is that comfortable. So the Silverleaf Club also does a great job at making sure that your kids have activities. There are activities galore for them to find right there. So the golf course at Silverleaf is designed by Tom Weiskopf, and it's challenging for all skill levels. People rave about this course. Because the community of Silverleaf kind of starts to climb up the mountain, it doesn't allow for many homes to actually sit on the golf course. But what it does do is that some of those homes that are so high up there, they overlook that golf course and see multiple holes as well as the city light views. It really is a spectacular view. I really have a lot of fond memories of this community here in Silverleaf. As I said before, the whole turtle when I was driving down the street, that was one of the highlights. But also being able to walk every single one of these lots when we were dealing with pricing, really understand how these homes could really sit on this property, maximize their views while maintaining the integrity of the desert. And the question I get asked a lot is, did you see any snakes while you're out there walking? I didn't. I never saw one snake while I was walking out there. Trust me, I was on the lookout because I'm petrified of them. So now let's talk about the real estate in Silverleaf. There's a brand new condo complex in Silverleaf called Icon. It sits right in Silverleaf and it allows people to live a simpler life while still experiencing all of the luxury of Silverleaf. These are all single level condominiums and allow you to gain access through a semi-private elevator. They start at about 2,600 square feet and the price point on them starts at about $1.6 million. The beautiful thing is they all have some vaulted ceilings. They have big, large patios that you can either see towards the mountains or down towards the city lights. From there, the community also has villas and they have verandas. The villas are townhomes that are attached by one common wall. The villas and the verandas are both situated in what they call the Parks neighborhood. The concept behind this was that they would have, again, centralized parks that were in the front of these homes that would draw people out of these neighborhoods and create community. Again, it's worked brilliantly because every one of these parks has its own design, its own theme. And with the alley-loaded garages, you have no garage frontage, so people really come out into the front and utilize these parks, which, by the way, is great because you don't have to take care of them. The price points for these homes start at about $1.5 million and can go up to about $3.5 million. Within that Parks neighborhood that I was just talking about, there are also some custom lots that are in there. They're going to be smaller than the lots that you'll find in the Upper Canyon and in Horseshoe Canyon, which that's where those large lots are. These lots are going to be a little bit smaller, and there is a strip that runs right along the golf course on a couple sides. So that's where you can find some really great golf course lots. The clubhouse sits in Horseshoe Canyon, and within Horseshoe Canyon, you have the casitas and the village. These are both smaller homes on a little bit smaller lot, which allows people that have maybe lived in some of those Upper Canyon or Horseshoe Canyon, the larger homes, they can downsize, move into one of these, less maintenance, be closer to the club. Also great for those second homeowners or people that just like to travel a lot. Very easy lock and leave, beautiful architecture, simple living. So the casitas and the village give people the ease of living while maintaining all the luxury that they would desire. These homes start at about 2,600 square feet and they're going to start at about $2.5 million. So like DC Ranch, Silverleaf has a few different neighborhoods. You have the Upper Canyon, the Parks, Horseshoe Canyon, and Arcadia. In the Upper Canyon, Horseshoe Canyon, and in Arcadia, those are all considered fully custom homes. This means you buy the land, you hire an architect, you hire a builder, and you start from scratch. These homes are really unique masterpieces. So the homes in here start at about 4,500 square feet and go up to about 15,000 square feet. Price points on these are about $4 million up to the highest price home sold in all of Arizona at $32 million. So the architectural styles within Silverleaf are very similar to things like the clubhouse. So that rural Mediterranean style you'll find elsewhere within the community. You'll also find that Spanish hacienda style as well as some Santa Barbara styles. Again, all of these styles that they have designed for this community all lend itself to blend right into the desert. So I'm going to back up a little bit and talk about one more similarity, and that is the landscaping. Both communities do a phenomenal job at maintaining the integrity of all of the landscaping within the community, whether it be in the natural area open spaces, which are required by the city of Scottsdale. We can talk about that later if you've got questions, and within the community as a whole. They really maintain a beautiful community. So the people that live within Silverleaf and DC Ranch both primarily call this their primary residence. Although many of them have other residences, this is where, if they have kids, this is where their kids go to school. People that are coming in to buy often ask about rentals within DC Ranch and Silverleaf. And per the HOA, the minimum amount of time for anybody to do a rental is 30 days. Okay, now for the big question, which community is better? Honestly, whichever one fits your family best. I can honestly say that I have toured thousands of people through both communities. And what's funny to me is that inevitably, every family has a distinct like or dislike of one of the two communities. And it's always different. So it's really a unique preference. If you'd like more information about the real estate within either of these communities, give me a call, shoot me a text message, or an email. I'm here to help. Okay, so now for a few fun bits. What does the DC in DC Ranch stand for? So in the 1900s, a man named E.O. Brown came from Wisconsin and laid claim to the land. He then bought the brand DC from a man named Dr. W.B. Crosby. People called him Doc Crosby, or DC. He then created Desert Camp, or DC, for his cattle. So some people say there's a double meaning for that DC. But needless to say, that DC and Desert Camp has been used throughout the community, as in DC Ranch and Desert Camp, both the community center and the main road that loops all the way through the community. And now for the 18th hole at Silverleaf Golf Club. So many golfers know that on every hole, there are 3 to 4 tee boxes. Well, on the 18th hole of the Silverleaf Golf Course, there are 5. And there's one that you have to hike all the way up the mountain to, as you can see in this picture, and it's called Tom's Tee. From Tom's Tee, you see the 18th green, the back of the clubhouse at Silverleaf, all the way down to the city lights. It is really a phenomenal view. So if you'd like to learn more about Scottsdale, make sure you check out my other videos, and thanks for watching. Until next time.